You ever watch Joe Rogan? They fucking drink and smoke all the time.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes Joe Rogan does streams.
Oh, what am I doing that?
Cool.
You wouldn't find us up.
Mike Tyson's always on fucking shrooms.
Dude, it's crazy. Dude, he microdoses, but his microdose is huge. Yeah. All right. How now, Brown? How?
Start an episode like this.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
I like the smacking.
Oh, yeah. Boys ready?
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Chiefin Chefs. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you boys feeling today?
Feeling good? Feeling great?
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, today...
I think our first order of business should be our new sponsorship, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
you want to start with that?
Let's kick that off.
Let's start with that.
So, Electric Spliff, so kind to sponsor us.
Got some
T-shirt
hats.
behind us.
T-shirt, cartridges.
They come in carts, disposable carts.
These things are great. So this one is the San Fernando OG Kush Indica, fresh live terpenes. It's got a 90% THC count and a 1.92 CBD count. Oh, that's great. Wow, those are potent, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all 90s.
Yeah.
Nice.
You could check them out on Instagram at Electric Spliff. Super cool. Thank you guys very much for the love, the
Big
support. Big shout out. We really appreciate it. It's our first sponsorship.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Making some headroom, boys.
Yeah.
Cheers to
yeah.
that.
I'm
First
cheers to that.
sponsorship, boys.
Yeah. We did
Shout out
it.
Electric Split.
Sipping a little mead.
Can't do it. I'll be like, all right. Well, let's talk about FIFO today. For all you guys who don't know what FIFO is, it's first in, first out. It's the rotation of produce, proteins, dry storage, everything.
Yep.
Prep.
Very
FIFO
Very
is
important.
definitely the heartbeat of the kitchen when it comes to food costs, in my opinion.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anybody like to kick off with talking about it, like rotation-wise?
Well, so, all right. First in, first out. For those of you that don't know, like he was saying, first in means it's the first product in the restaurant. Means it's the first product going out of the restaurant. So you can't just stock your cooler with the shit that just came in front of the shit that's already been there. You got to pull it all out. It's just like a grocery store. You got to cycle your shelves.
Yep. Very good way of putting that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a grocery store. The expiration date, that's the soonest, goes in the front.
Yep.
The oldest expiration date that can last the longest goes in
Always
the
in
back.
the back.
You know, so let's say it's Tuesday, our orders come in. We've already had a bunch of orders come in. We got a lot of stuff prepped. You know, we're pulling whatever is left over, like so let's just say tenderloins that came in last week. We only got a few left. You pull those off the shelf, put the new ones on, throw in on top of those the older ones, and slap a label on them. Use first with the date that they came in,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then on the ones that just came in, you slap a label on those with the date that they were delivered.
Yep.
Yes, that really does wonders for your food cost and your waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, not throwing a bunch of shit away.
Yeah.
At the end of the week.
Exactly, spoiled food means
Yeah.
wasted money in the restaurant industry.
And when you've got shifts of people that come in, morning shift, PM shift, it also helps without communication, helps your product get out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk prep and food cost. So when we're all together in a kitchen, there's since we've worked together before, we kind of have our own style of the way we do things. We have little labels that we write the dates on, and I hate it when people stick it on the cellophane if you're using like plastic wrap.
Yep.
And you're not using lids on cameras or
Yeah.
whatever, and you stick it on the plastic, so when somebody goes to use it and undoes it, that label's gone.
Yep.
Pet peeve of mine.
Well,
Big
and,
time.
the labels are designed to be water dissolvable. So
Yeah, so you just
when they
waste
hit
your time.
dish, you're spraying it, the sticker comes right off. It's not like you're putting residue on your pan or
Yeah.
your tray or whatever it is.
Hotel pans,
Yeah,
anything.
hotel pans, anything.
Cameras.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
love cameras.
Yep.
You know one thing that I find in every kitchen that never changes? I don't care how badass the kitchen is. How come lids never fit Cambros.
After the first week,
After the first
Yeah.
week, all of a sudden there's no
You'll
Cambros.
have like 60 Cambros and like 1.5 lids that fit for it. And you're like,
like
where?
it's like they shrink. Like when you put them in the dish pit, like when you put
That or
a
who's
clothes.
throwing
That's
them
what
away?
Yeah, or something, yeah, throw
I'm
them away.
wondering that too. If the
They
heat
shrink.
of the dishwasher, running the lids to the dishwasher, doesn't warp them and shrink them so that they don't fit all the
They
way.
would just wash them in the triple compartment sink.
Yeah,
Hand wash
hand
them?
wash.
Bum, bum, bum. That was a. I never
That's
thought of that.
because
bro.
I
honestly,
never even
that
thought about that.
you run it through the dishwasher. That's hot ass water.
That's
Yeah.
Hot ass
And
water.
It's like
It's
170
still
or something.
plastic. I know it's not supposed to burn, but if you
Yeah.
put a hot pan on that shit, it's gonna melt.
It's definitely gonna melt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen people put Cambros on the side of the burners and put holes in it. I mean,
Yep.
lids are less sensitive than the Cambro containers themselves,
Yep.
so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Because you'll notice a lot of lids have kind of that little
Yeah,
twist
they'll
to
be-
them
they'll
after
be
a while. They're
Like
not
warped
flat
or something.
anymore.
Yeah.
I think that heat and was probably shrinking them
Mhm.
just a tad bit, and that's why they don't always fit right.
Even though it's only in there for like a minute and a half, but
Yeah.
that water's hot.
Yes, it is.
I wonder on our next spot, boys, if we test this
Yeah, we
theory.
actually tested out.
We should test this theory. That's a really good theory. I never would have thought the heat would shrink the lids because, well, it's just not supposed to. So
it's
like,
supposed to be heat resistant.
supposed to be heat resistant. That would make a lot of sense why they get warped and why they never fit.
Yeah.
Because
I hate that.
They sit all funky on there. They're like,
Yeah.
when you first get them, they're perfectly
Oh,
flat.
dude, they seal
But
all
after like the
nice
first
and
week,
all
it's just like, this is the same lid and same camera.
Yep.
What happened?
Could be storage too. You
Yeah.
hand them out and they're warm from being in the thing.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you stuff them into a Cambro so that they
Get a
bend a
new
little
form.
bit,
Yeah.
and then they take that form.
Like,
So even when you want to pop them on, that corner still has to go.
Yeah. Which is important, which means you're not doing it right because you should be cooling your stuff before you put a lid on it.
Yep.
Keep it out of the food temperature danger zone. You shouldn't be
Mhm.
covering it. You know, use ice wands, throw them in the
Yeah.
walk-in without lids, etc. But once it's cool, then you throw the lid on because that could be doing it too.
Yep.
With the heat of that popping off the lid and it just gets stuck in that position.
Well,
that's-
all the steam that's in there is building
Mhm.
pressure.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I see it on deli cups all the time. I see people put deli cups
Oh, yeah.
in, you know, and put the lid on, and you walk back in, they're popped.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Interesting, gentlemen. What will we think of next? Food cost, though, is very important for us in the industry. It really determines, like, if you have a good food cost, it shows that the chef, you know, knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so with the rotation of food and having the proper rotation of food and labeling shows that you care, number one.
Yes.
Shows that you're following the guidelines of the FDA and the health department.
Yeah.
You know, and it's keeping you from throwing food away, which means you're not wasting money on the food that you just spent. You're making a profit off of it.
Yes.
You know, which goes into our waste cost. You know, because I mean, how many times have you seen chicken in a pan that nobody wrapped, put a date on,
Oh, yeah.
and all of a sudden
Yeah.
it's a couple days later, you're like, what the hell is that smell?
Mhm.
And you're just like, oh my god, there's like 6 pounds of fucking chicken in here. Who did this? You know,
Straight in the
really.
trash.
Yep.
It's hard sometimes, man. It really is, especially when you're in an extremely busy kitchen, you're understaffed, which is the case for a lot of kitchens right now.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And I believe in our first episode we had touched on part of this with food cost and waste and all that. And the thing about it is that if you're slow right now, that's why we were talking about limiting your menu. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're also limiting the product you're gonna have. It's always better to
Yeah.
sell out.
oh yes. Let's touch on that real quick, because that's something that I want to like emphasize, because people think running out is bad.
Yes.
You know, and specifically I'm talking to you restaurant owners, general managers. For us in the kitchen, selling out is a blessing, because one, you're pushing all your product through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing went bad. You just made profit on all that.
All of your food.
Yep.
Everything remains fresh.
Everything is fresh. Everything comes in the way it's supposed to. Two, it builds an ideology, for the customer to want to come back, because that item must be so good that everybody's ordering and it's selling out. Now we got to come back because I just want to try that one item.
Yeah.
It brings in return customers.
Yep.
It shows that we know what we're doing.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, owners don't need to freak out and run to the store and try to.
Yeah,
Look
try
at all
to,
the
because then
ingredients
it's
for
not
that
even
dish.
It's
the
not the
price
same.
that
Yeah,
you
not
want
the
it to be.
same.
Yeah.
The meat could be completely different.
Yep.
Yeah, quality's
The
gone
taste is
way
gonna
down.
taste different.
Oh, yeah.
So it's, if you're gonna use a product, use that product. The more you switch up the product just to try and fill an order, The taste is going to vary from product to product.
Yeah.
You've got to be consistent.
Which leads me right into ordering.
Yes.
You know, one of the big things for FIFO is knowing how to order. So if you have 2 deliveries in a week, you got a Tuesday and a Friday, let's say, right? How much food from Friday when you get that delivery to the Tuesday that you get delivery are you going to go through? Order accordingly. Don't over order so much.
Yeah, and it's a weekend, so it's okay to sell out.
Exactly.
What's the point of the 86?
Yeah.
Why it came up with the name.
I love that. I don't know why I love that slang term, but I
86.
use it in so many things in my
Oh,
life
yeah.
now. Like, you're 86, asshole.
Goodbye.
You know, ordering, I think, really plays a big part in the FIFO food cost, waste cost, and just all around. It's the way you start it, and the way you start it is by ordering properly. You know, know your busy times, know your slower times.
Yeah.
And it touches on, again, a limited menu.
Yeah.
You don't need so much to wow everybody.
No.
Rotate your menus out. Rotate your ideas out. Do chef specials, but keep it simple right now, because in the time and era we're in, with wars going on, COVIDs, shutdowns, inflation up the ass on everything, not just food, everything.
Yeah.
It's what you have to do to survive.
Yeah. We all live here in California, Southern California. Gas right now is creeping past $6 for regular unleaded.
And diesel is even more than that.
Diesel-
I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Good old
I
V-Dub.
was like, man, I was supposed to be under premium. What is this? Not anymore.
But that's now increasing the cost
Yeah.
of all of our
Oh,
delivery fees, man.
Yeah, that's all your diesel. That's all your big rigs. That's
All
all
the
your
big
US
rigs coming on,
foods.
US
All
foods,
that.
everything coming in, man. Now you're paying even more money on that.
Oh.
So don't fuck it up.
Yeah. You don't need 18 items on a simple,
No.
when you're not doing 800 covers, you don't need.
A book
Yeah.
menu.
That's the old school diner style when you have a 5-page menu. You know, a lot of those places have a big enough following. They might not get hurt as much as some of the smaller places and up and coming places,
Yeah.
which is why they can have that bigger menu, because they have people that come back on a regular basis for one fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
One thing, one item, that's what they eat every time. And
Every
there's
day.
probably 50 of those people that come in once a week and all order something different.
Yeah.
That works for their model, but as an up and coming new restaurant, I don't see that working as a new working model.
No. And especially if you're doing a more high-end
Oh, yeah.
style.
Yes.
I'm not even talking fine dining. I'm just talking like high-end casual.
Yeah.
You know? You don't, I mean, how many places have you gone to that are new, high-end casual, and they have this huge menu? It's almost like, I don't want to read this whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No,
No,
it's
no,
way
I
too-
totally agree with you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm total ADHD, but when it comes to menus, like, front and back is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not just front.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the drinks on the back and the food on the front.
Yeah,
That's how I
totally.
really like it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to be overwhelmed with the amount of items I can order. And then, plus, then my chef brain kicks. I'm like, how are they doing food costs here? How fresh is their food here? I start thinking these crazy things, and then I'm like not enjoying my meal as much.
Exactly. Yeah.
You
You
know?
start taking away from the
Like,
experience. Yeah.
That's the curse of a chef, though. That's anywhere you go. From your first bite, too.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
bite, you're just like, or you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
There's not really an in-between.
No. They should have got their pan a little bit hotter. My heart reaction didn't go through as much as I was hoping.
I got another thing on the FIFO.
Yeah, go
With
for
the
it.
importance of labeling. So that also helps with ordering. Let's say, for instance, sour cream came in on Tuesday, and you see the date, and then you got 6 more behind it. Like, okay, I definitely don't need to order this for Friday. Or if you get burger box on Tuesday and you see the date, oh yeah, I definitely need burgers for Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you're saying on that.
Yep.
Knowing your count.
Yeah.
You
Your
know,
bars.
so that was something we had to really learn in our last spot, because I mean, specifically our burgers, we were selling Wagyu beef burgers,
Yeah.
which were just.
We're going through
Yeah, we were
like
selling
cases
a
a
lot,
day.
dude. We were
Yeah.
burning.
We would go
those
through
suckers,
600 to
dude.
700 burgers between Friday through Sunday, man. Because well, we also had that brunch burger that was sold like hotcakes too, dude.
Almost every ticket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's
Four.
burrito.
Yeah.
There's the whole plancha.
There was Andrew's nemesis.
Yeah.
Because he was plancha for that place.
Yeah.
He had to do a lot of burgers and burritos for brunch. That was fun.
Look, I got your eggs, bro.
Yeah,
I had,
yeah.
2 sunny side over here, the breakfast burgers. I got 6 over there.
Man, good times, guys.
They were good times. Some stressful times, but
Some
all
stressful,
good.
but yeah, it's all kitchens.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't have stress without good times in the
Yeah.
kitchen. It just doesn't work that way.
No.
Kitchen life is a hard life.
Mhm.
Which I think we'll bring in, we kind of opens the door to like topic el numero dos today.
Yep.
Because it's California, so we speak Spanglish here.
Right next to Mexico.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Pros and cons of chef life. There is a lot, but we're just going to touch on a few. And what it really means to be a chef, the lifestyle of a chef, what you gain in the kitchen, what you lose from being in the kitchen. It's definitely, listen,
There's a sacrifice.
there's a
There's a
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
And this is not just a job when you do what we do.
No.
Being a chef is a lifestyle. It is something that you need to be passionate about. It's something that absorbs so much of your time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm a family man. Most of us have kids. Andrew's the only single one. We've touched on this before. Ladies, hit him up. Mr.
Shoot you
Andrew,
there.
Peaky Blinders over here. Sexy boy.
And he's also not an island boy, so don't worry.
Yeah, definitely not.
He's an inland boy.
Trying to cook some food.
Trying to make it.
So many times I wanted to punch those guys in the face. So,
Anytime
anyways,
I see him.
but it's a lifestyle. You
It is.
sacrifice a lot of
A
time
lot,
of your
a
life
lot.
doing what we do, man. This is not a 9-to-5 job.
Mhm.
This is not corporate. Even if you're in the corporate side of it, it's still
It's still not corporate.
not fucking corporate.
No.
So let's, Grant, why don't you jump off on talking about communication skills as a pro in the kitchen?
Well, if you're new to the kitchen, definitely have to communicate a lot because you're gonna talk to your other cooks and about times when stuff's going to be up.
Definitely are you talking about like putting up the food at the same time?
Yeah, all coming up. Yeah, putting up the food at the same time. Like I got 3 minutes out on this. You can go ahead and drop the fries. But no communication in the kitchen.
Oh shit.
Shit is not going to work out very long.
Nope.
And for example, for people who don't understand what we're saying is, how many times have you been to a restaurant and 3 people on the table got their food and the other 2 people are just sitting there and you feel uncomfortable to eat, but you want to eat it while it's hot and fresh the way it's supposed to be tasted,
Yep.
but you don't want to be a rude dick and
Yeah,
start
it's
eating in
just
front of the person
starving.
who's like sitting there starving, just like,
Mhm.
and that shows the level of professionalism that comes out of the kitchen.
Yes.
Communication right there.
It
One-on-one.
really is. That's communication 101. Andrew, you got anything to add to that? Because you're good communicating in the kitchen, especially when you're on the line. That's one thing that I would say is probably one of your strongest
Mhm.
aspects of you being. That's why you were my Sue.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I would say it once because it takes a while. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It takes a while. You gotta get. There's so many times where, because I mean, in my mind, you really don't want to do that to people. You don't want to send out 3 out of 4 items
Mhm.
and someone's sitting there waiting. It doesn't seem right. And I've had it happen to me, and it does happen. No one's perfect.
It does happen.
It does happen, but
But it shouldn't happen on a regular basis.
it should not happen on a regular basis. But once you get a really good communicator on, it makes it so much smooth. You can feel the smoothness. And if you watch the door where the food comes out, it will come out. You can tell when there's good delegation and communication's going on good, because the food's just it's flying.
Which that is a big sign of the expediter
Yeah.
on the hotline, which is normally the sous chef, chef de cuisine, executive chef, or the lead line cook.
Also,
I don't
the
believe
head
in front of the
communicator.
house. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't believe in front of the house expediting. I think that's a bad idea.
Yep, agreed.
100%.
Because they don't understand the flow of the kitchen. They don't
No.
understand that, hey, we got 4 steaks on this one ticket plus all these other things, and 3 of those steaks are medium well, which is a sin. It's an absolute sin.
Well done is even
Each
more
are
of a
meat,
sin.
medium rare.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love Andrew when
And if
brunches
he can't-
when he was on the line expediting.
Yeah.
You just be right in the middle, and then just like, all right, this.
You
You're like,
need it
perfect.
smooth.
I don't even have to look back at
Or
the
it makes
screen.
your day suck so much
Yeah.
harder.
It just depends.
It really, I agree. I think the strong communication begins with the expediter.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the line cooks need to be sitting there,
Oh yeah.
communicating with each other,
Yep.
Correct.
being like, "Hey, fryer, I'm going to need those fries in about 2 minutes. Make
Go
sure
ahead
they're
and
hot."
have it. Yep.
Chad, you were good at that.
Yeah.
When you were on, especially when you were on saute, that was something that I was like, "Hell yeah, Chad, let's got this." Because I would keep us organized as far as what needed to be cooked,
Yep.
but you kept it organized. You two specifically kept it organized in
What's coming
plates
up?
coming up at the right time.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
that was very important.
Yes.
And Grant, in the morning, you were good at that too. Especially when it was like you and our other friend.
Yeah.
That I don't know if we should drop his name, but you two, when you
Mhm.
worked together in the mornings, you guys had really good communication when it came to putting out food at the same time. Because you guys also had
Yeah, we've
background
worked together at
too.
2 other restaurants, so I also think that helps a lot too with communication. If you have people you worked with before, then you're comfortable.
Yeah.
If you're all new in the kitchen, then it's like first day at school, you're like, oh.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to talk
Yeah.
to each other.
Mhm.
Because some people get offended, dude.
Yeah.
Some people, yeah.
Some people are hard to understand.
Yeah.
That's true too.
There's,
You're right about that.
There's some language barriers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And especially in the kitchen, I feel there's some language barriers because just internationally, there's a lot of different ethnicities that cook and have kitchen jobs. So accents,
Yeah.
it takes a little while to learn it, but once you know it, you know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I like that.
that's a real part of being in the kitchen is
Yeah.
learning an accent and a voice, so you don't have to look; your ears can tell who's talking.
Yeah.
To you.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's part of building a team.
Yeah.
That's how you build a good team.
Mhm.
That's good leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you can also get to the point where we're all interlinked with each other, and you just know what everyone needs without them saying anything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's coming up on this. He's going to need that plate down and that, and they turn around. It's like, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of like goes into our next topic of like leadership and mentorship as another pro in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Chad, why don't you jump off on that one?
So learning leadership is you're gonna pick it up in the kitchen regardless. It's not something you can go to school for.
No.
It's something that you have to bring up inside of you, take charge, and put it out there. You're gonna have people that argue with you. Doesn't matter. What you say goes. You're running the kitchen. You're the one running the line of command.
Yeah.
It goes from you, and it goes down the line, and then the cooks in the kitchen communicate with themselves. When it hits the window, the lead of the communication is the one getting it out at the right time, right amount of all the plates going out at once. And again, if you order a well done filet, sorry, I'm giving you your plate last.
Yep. That's what you can do, Jack.
But
You ever butterfly your steaks to cook them quicker?
I got a lot of complaints about it, but I'm like, well, you can wait 45 minutes, or you can have it in 20
Yeah.
with everybody else.
Especially if you order it well done.
Oh yeah.
God, I hate when that happens.
Look, I'm doing what I want with this.
Those really set you back, man. I hate that.
Oh, it destroys your ticket times.
Like honestly, if I were to make a menu nowadays, I wouldn't even put a filet on it.
Yeah. But in the area that we live, you gotta
You
have some
have to.
kind of
You
steak.
have
It's
to.
a
You
lot
have
of
to.
steak
You
and
literally
potato
have to.
people out here,
Yeah.
man. People get offended when you
That's
don't.
Oh, yeah.
well, no, I'm
Pisses me
saying
off.
filet. I'll always have a ribeye on the menu.
Oh, fish.
Oh yeah.
Fish dish.
I really am a big fan though when it comes to the meat aspect of it now. I love sous vide.
Oh yeah.
Man, does that make pickup times better. And it puts so much flavor into the meat.
Yeah.
I know a lot of old school chefs are like, I don't cook with condoms, but you know what, man? It's a new day and age.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even in brunch, having a sous vide machine to keep all your eggs in, all your poached eggs ready to go, God, man, that helps so much.
That's what ticket times too, because if we have to make raw steaks every time, it's another 4 or 5 minutes onto the ticket time.
Well, then you can have it gives you so much more freedom. If you want to do crazier elements within the plate, you can, because you know your proteins are just going to quick reverse sear on them and
Yep.
you send them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gives you so many more options on your creativity.
I agree on that.
Yeah. Well, and if you're gonna go out to a restaurant and have a steak, you don't want a 1/4 inch steak.
No.
No.
If you're gonna go
no.
out
Inch and a half,
you want an inch and a half at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I want something that I don't. I mean, well, I can't say this because I cook at home better than most restaurants are. If I'm gonna go out to eat and spend money, I want to eat something that I don't have at home.
Yeah.
You know, something that I can't just go buy at the store. I want it to be like, damn, that's good. You know, like
Yeah.
so. Where do you lie on the mentorship side of the kitchen? Like, why do you think that's a pro and how?
So I would say, because it all comes down to like knowing who you're talking to as well. And what I mean by that is like some people you can mentor them in more of a joking manner. Some people take better to a serious manner, and then you have to judge on like how far, because you're gonna have to push people in the kitchen. It's regardless.
Which goes right back to communication.
But you're gonna have to push people in the kitchen, and you gotta know how to push these people without them going, I fucking hate working for that asshole.
You think anybody felt that way about me when I was there?
No.
That's good.
No.
Because there were a few times where I yelled.
No, because you can tell when it's deserved or whatnot. When you're running 45-minute ticket times and the chef got called out front and then he comes back to see 45-minute ticket times, you're going to get yelled at. You're going to get yelled at.
Especially if you're lollygagging.
You're straight fucking up.
Yeah. Like, come on, Sniffles!
Yeah. Shit happens.
Or if it
Go to the bathroom.
takes 25 minutes for a salad, like,
Oh.
you're getting yelled at, but I'm sorry. I don't care
Yeah.
how busy you are, a salad should never take that long.
Yeah.
But then on the leadership side, it's once that happens, it's done though. No one needs to keep beating the dead horse.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in belittling.
No, definitely not.
No. There's no reason to belittle your line cooks. Like, I had a few chefs that were very belittling, and I would just sit back and think, like, God, you know, when I hit this level, I'm not going to do that to my cooks.
Yeah.
Because that's fucked up. They're still humans. They're working their ass off.
Yep.
Like, there's no need to belittle a human being
Yeah.
to get your fucking point across. It's dumb. That's an old school mentality that I don't agree with.
Yep. Agreed.
Even though I'm a very old school style chef.
Yeah.
Your line cooks won't respect you.
No.
No.
Yep.
No. I mean, you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar.
Exactly.
You know? And when your cooks respect you and love you too, they will follow you anywhere.
Yeah.
To the battle,
They
up the
perform
hill,
They
you
perform better. But you're not
Happier
worried
cooks
about
put out
going in,
better product.
you know,
Yeah.
is chef going to be, flying off the handle today, or is it going to be a nice Saturday? Are you going to get fucked? Or the chef going to be throwing shit? Or are we going to be happy
Depends if you
today?
have brunch or not.
Fuck those flatbreads. I think that was your first day, wasn't it?
That was my first day, and I worked like 12 hours.
Yeah.
It was our first brunch. We had just opened, and we were transitioning from brunch to lunch and dinner service. Everything was fucked up. It was so bad. I told him that we weren't ready
It
for
was
it
so
yet,
painful.
and I had a fucking all cheese flatbread come back twice, and at one point, and because the communication from the front of the house to the back of the house was bad, and it was just more than I could take at that moment. So I threw that bitch across the fucking kitchen, up against the wall, and it just slid down.
Slow.
And that was the day our assistant general manager started, and he walked in as I was doing it behind me, in front of the owners and the GM, and he was like, "Oh, we dropped a pizza. Have my back, bro." Didn't even know the dude's name, and he had my back. I was like, "You're gonna be all right, bro."
I was prepping on the table and just smacking. I was like,
Oh,
I'm gonna keep chopping.
that was a rough day, man.
That was a rough
I will never forget that day. That was one of the roughest days I've ever had in the kitchen. I left that day wanting to cry.
Yeah. No, that was definitely one of those days you drive home in silence.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of days for like that for me, dude, where I didn't turn anything on.
No.
I just sat in silence in the car driving home,
Yep.
knowing that I was gonna have to talk to my kids and my wife when I got home.
Yeah,
I was like, I just need time.
I'm genuinely like when I'm upset and I've had a bad day in the kitchen, I like to crank my metal and just jam
Just go
out,
off.
and it cheers me up. There are those days
Yeah.
you're just like
silence. You just hear the tires
And you
the ground.
stew it.
the sweet sound of silence.
It's the silence of the lambs.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that first day. I think right before that I was gonna ask to go home, and then the pizza hit the wall. I was like, I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait.
This is not important.
This is not the time. I was like, yeah, no.
That was good times, though.
That was good times.
Excuse me.
Well, I'll give it another hour.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't just cough into the mic. So another pro, trade skills.
Yeah.
Let's talk about trade skills. Why don't you jump off on us, Grant?
Obviously cooking.
Yeah.
Especially if you're super passionate about it and you're green coming in, you want to learn. That's how I was, and I picked up a lot very quickly.
Yeah, you did, especially because you were pretty green coming in the kitchen. Not that you didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah, I was just off for a while after
Yeah.
when COVID started. I was just doing DoorDash.
Exactly. I was just gonna say you just had that time in the kitchen that you weren't in there because of COVID and shutdowns.
I was just chilling.
You had to like kind of get back into the flow, but you did.
Yeah, my first day I got thrown on the front on the
Yes, you
plancha,
did.
and I was like, "Whoa,
But I figured if you can handle plancha,
you can do anything."
you could do anything.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
Because
what I
that was the hardest station.
Especially when it's a weekend and one of the busiest days.
Yeah.
If you can handle that, I'm thinking you're golden on the other days.
Yep.
And it's so much more too with the trade skills. Like, I mean, yes, you learn how to cook, but it's what you learn about food and the molecular structures of food and how they break down and temperatures and fire and
What goes together, what doesn't go
Dude,
together.
yeah,
flavor
pairings
profiles,
and all
pairing.
that, you're-
I mean,
Knife skills.
knife
Knife
skills,
skills.
beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
No.
Yeah, you know, from scratch or too, like you're learning recipes. You make ranch dressing from scratch enough, you don't have to look at the flavor Bible. You just know it's in your head.
Yeah.
You know, pestos, chimichurris.
Yep.
You know, like those are things that I don't need to write down. I just know.
And you get good at tasting too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Yeah,
needs
you
a little
know-
more
I
Oh,
need
salt.
a pinch of this, or a
exactly
little
what it
kindness,
needs,
or a little
yeah.
more basil, or whatever.
This
You
needs a little more
know.
acid.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like when I write down my recipes, there's no measurements.
So you just
It's
know.
just what goes in.
Yeah.
I know how it goes in.
Exactly. I that's how I do it now too. Because on that last one, I learned, dude,
Yep.
never put your eggs in one basket. And I gave them everything, bro.
Yep.
Everything. I should have never. Whatever. That's neither here or there. It was a good thing, and then it was a blessing in disguise, you know. And it was a very important like business learning lesson for me, you know. So it is what it is. What other trade skills do we learn? So we've gone over communications, flavor profiles. You definitely learn knife skills, how to handle your knife, how to hone your knife, how to sharpen your knife,
How to clean your
knife
knife.
safety.
Knife safety.
That's a
totally.
big thing.
Yeah.
Cleaning your knife is a big thing too.
Yes.
Like what you're cleaning it with, how you're cleaning
It
it.
doesn't go through the dish pit
No,
at all.
or in the sink.
No.
Never put it in
Yeah,
a sink with
no
your
sharks in the water.
No sharks in the water.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I
I've
thought
seen
people
I've
did-
seen
yeah, so- Dishwasher.
dishwasher just slice their fingers.
Yeah, if someone drops it in, they go home and
No,
tell someone.
no.
They reach in and it's blood. They're like, "Oh, cool, thanks."
Yeah, because my knives are sharp.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
happened to me before. And it pissed me off.
Yeah,
Oh.
so it's happened to me too. Yeah, I agree, dude.
Nope.
Wow, that sucks. I really like in what we do. I really like. How do I say this? I get aroused with food because food is just like so multi-versatile, man. There's so many different things you do,
Oh,
like
yeah.
especially like on the vegetarian vegan side, learning some of like, oh wow, I never knew I could do this to a carrot. Or,
Oh yeah. No,
you
totally.
know, like things like that, man. It just blows my mind sometimes, you know. And like when I watch some of those Michelin star chefs put together like beautiful plates, I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
how did you even come
yeah.
up with that?
Yeah. Right.
You know, like where did that even
The
come
thought
from?
process
How did you
behind it
think
and all
of
that. Yeah.
Sleepless nights.
God, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's so I love the artistic side of our industry.
Yes.
We are artists.
Well, yeah, the plate is our canvas.
Yep.
Unless you're Grant Ox from Millennia in Chicago, he plates on the fucking
Oh,
table,
dude.
dude. Oh man, that's so
That's
pretty.
Yeah.
So pretty. Where you make sugar balloons.
Those things are cool.
Oh my god. One day I'm gonna stage there just for fun. I just
Just to
want to
do
learn.
it. Yeah.
I just want to learn.
Yeah.
You know? Man. But definitely trade skills you pick up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's definitely a pro. It's a trade that you can do forever.
Yeah. And you can take it wherever you want to.
Anywhere,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
yeah.
Around the world. Because guess what? Everybody in the world eats.
Yeah.
And everyone
And it's-
will continue to eat.
Basic techniques are basic techniques no matter what the ethnicity is.
Yeah.
A sear on a protein with the Maillard reaction is a sear on a protein for the Indians,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for Africans, for Americans. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's just different spices,
Different heat source.
different heat source, but it's still the same.
Yep.
You know, I love that. And I think food really brings people together.
Oh,
I agree.
100%.
You know?
Agreed.
And that's like, I just love that part, man.
Yeah.
I really do.
It's one of my favorite parts about food is making people happy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Same here.
Yeah, it's very,
It's rewarding.
getting into our next point, very gratifying.
It is very gratifying.
Yep.
You know? I mean, how many times have you knocked out the busiest service? You've had tickets down the floor, all across the board. You're about to shit your pants because you haven't been able to go to the bathroom in 3 hours.
Yeah.
But when you get done,
That last
yeah,
ticket
dude,
goes
you're-
out.
and everybody's slapping hands
Oh
and
yeah.
smacking
Dude, you're like a
asses,
legend.
like, yeah, we did it.
You could peek
I
out
love
the
that.
dining room and see everyone eating and smiling. You know?
I love that feeling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of things in the world, as far as like professions go, that I think get the kind of satisfaction and gratification that we get.
No.
No,
Because
it's
I've had it a couple times where you run into an old high school buddy or whatnot, and they're like, "Oh, dude, are you working here?" And you're like, "Yeah, dude, I'm like the sous chef here." And they're like, "Dude, the food is bomb as fuck." And you're like, "All right, my job's done."
Yep. Yep.
Pack it up for the day,
Yeah,
boys.
pack it up for the day. We made it.
You go back and tell the team, good shit.
Yeah.
That also feels good.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really, really does.
You can see it in people's faces too. Where everyone's killing it, and then you're like, "Dude, nice fucking job, guys."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which leads us into our last point in the pros for this, is the family ties and the bonds you make with the people you
Yeah.
work with.
Yep. You become very close and tight.
Because it's
Very
nuts
nice.
to butts on that.
Oh,
It is.
yeah.
You're-
It is.
There's fire, there's sharp objects, there's hot objects, and you guys are like, we're standing like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're bumping into each other all day. Well, not really, but with communication, you're
Yeah.
behind, right?
Yeah.
But you're right there in
You're
the
right,
shit
yeah.
with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you build a bond that is very close to the similar bonds that I built with gentlemen in the military.
Yeah.
It's very, very similar.
Brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood. It's a
Yeah.
brotherhood.
Yep.
Yes.
Or sisterhood.
Yeah.
Or sisterhood. Definitely. I mean, we got Becca.
Yeah.
You know, I totally look at her like a sister, man. That girl
Yeah.
kicked ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yep.
she was a hard worker. I know she won't mind us name dropping. That's why. But yeah, you build bonds like that will just carry on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have people that I've cooked with in Fridays I still talk to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same.
No, same.
And that was literally 98.
Wow.
I'm still talking to these people because of the bond that you grow in a kitchen.
Yeah.
I got people in Arizona I still talk to. I haven't worked with them in 5 to 7 years.
Oh yeah.
Like, what's up, bro?
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of them are having kids now. I'm like, cool.
Yeah. So I have a chef that, you know, I got that tasting coming up with that menu that I sent you guys, and the first person I sent to was my old chef at the W Hotel.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey man, this is a big step up for me. I'd really appreciate if you go over this menu with me. Like, what do you think? Am I fucking up? Do you think it's good? Is it too old? And we talked for like 3.5 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like, I hadn't talked to him in years, dude.
Yep.
But we still, over social media, will like each other's shit. We
Yeah.
don't talk, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but it's still there. It was like we never missed a day.
Yeah.
That connection is still.
It's just
Okay.
boom, you know? You don't get that a lot.
No.
It's a very special aspect of our industry.
Yeah. Totally.
And I think you'll find too, I think a lot of green chefs coming into a kitchen tend to be loners.
Yeah.
Tend to be, you know, they're not out every weekend hanging out with, you know, 10 buddies every day.
They went to
Like,
popular kid in high school.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but through the kitchen, I think they find a bit of family
Yeah.
and friendship, and you know, so it could be very socially satisfying for some people.
No, I agree with you on that, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a pretty outgoing person, but I don't have that type of, like, that big of a circle.
Right.
I'm a lot more introverted, especially the older I get, than I was when I was younger.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a very few people that I talk to regularly on the phone. You guys being, I mean, I don't FaceTime pretty much anybody but you guys.
Yeah.
And my wife when we're apart.
Not there.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, other than that, man, too busy.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to just pick up the phone and talk.
Yeah.
There's always shit going on. You
Yeah.
know? So, you know, I love that aspect of our industry.
100%.
Let's move to the cons. What are the cons of being in the kitchen?
Well, sadly, you do sacrifice your other family time,
Yeah.
your immediate family.
Yeah.
Holidays, weekends, you name it. You will probably be cooking in the kitchen.
As a father, I have definitely And it's something that I am definitely always trying to work on is balancing my kitchen life and my dad life
Yeah.
and my husband life.
I could only imagine.
It's hard.
It is.
It's really hard because when I come home from a 10 to 12 hour day, it's really hard to like want to hang out with my kids. Or, you know, like it's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when they're all like, woo! You know?
You just dealt with that for 10 hours.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm exhausted. Calm down.
It's like, how do you still have this much energy?
It's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Go to sleep.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
And that's the thing too, is that, well, at least when we were all working together, most of the restaurants I've worked in have been a night shift. My wife works during the day.
Yeah.
So I leave before she gets home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleeping when she leaves.
You're not seeing each other.
I get to see her 2 days a week.
Yeah. That's very accurate.
Yeah, it does have a huge toll on your relationship.
I mean,
For sure.
I definitely feel like I'm blessed because I met my wife in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
She was front of the house. I was sous chef at the time, and so she kind of understands it a little bit better than most females.
Yeah.
You know.
Mine as well. My wife understands too, like, but we're both pretty independent outside of our relationship too.
Yeah.
Nice.
We don't have to have somebody there all the time.
Yeah.
Like that alone time is important too.
It really is.
Especially as a chef.
Yeah.
Your alone time without having
Yeah.
any other people
No
around
noise.
you and getting your own little bubble for at least 30 minutes a day
It's important.
is key.
It is.
For your mental health.
I 100% agree with that, bro.
Like I just need a drink in a bowl,
Yep.
and I just want to hear the wind whistle or
Yep.
Oh,
hear
yeah,
the birds
so
chirping.
you're
The
not
rainfall.
understand
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, my family gives me about 20 to 30 minutes when I get home from work before anybody even talks to
Yeah,
me.
same.
And I get undressed, I take a shower, I'll go smoke, I'll have a drink, and then I'll be like, all right, how was everybody's day?
Bring it in now.
Come on,
Yeah.
bring it in.
That after
Daddy's
shower,
okay now.
That after work shower feels so good, especially after a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
can
when,
barely
I do the
walk
shower
because
beer.
you're
That's when the shower beer comes into handy.
Oh,
you know,
shoot,
you just
shower
drink
beer is
beer, just like,
legendary.
I love good shower beer after the kitchen shift.
yeah, I agree, boys.
Because otherwise it just smells like chicken fat running down the
Oh,
shower.
Yeah.
Or fryer oil.
Yeah, fryer oil.
Dude, I hate smelling like the fryers, dude.
When I used to work at a pizza place, the wife was like, God, she's like, you make me not want to eat pizza sometime. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change. You love me, right?
I'll just hose off in the back.
Oh, dude, that was like the worst part about Chef. Worst and best part, because I loved the campfire smell, but after you smell like it, like day
Like when you're smoking
after
meats and
day,
everything.
oh,
my
day
God,
after
my wife did not like
day.
it when I worked at
Oh,
the
like
shop.
sleep in the campfire?
Yeah, it was
I
like,
love it.
I love it too.
Like,
I think it's the
I love
greatest.
it.
can't even get
I love
So
it.
after we got home from your house the other day and we grilled out, I pick up my sweater the next night and I'm like, oh.
I did the same thing when we were in the Super Bowl catering.
Yeah.
My shirt was in the laundry and I was like, oh, that's that shirt.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I'll wash this now.
Yeah.
Those ribs turned out so bomb. Yeah, dude.
But I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, and the chicken.
Smoke.
The beer
So
chicken.
I love smoke. On
Speaking of smoke, I got that bubbler, bro.
Yeah.
Here's some Fuego, baby. So another downside, another con is, I mean, we've already touched on the long hours,
The family.
the less family time, no free time, no more holidays or weekends.
Zero.
Kiss your weekends and your holidays goodbye. 'Cause-
So since we were just talking about that decompression time, the amount of stress that you get in the kitchen throughout the day, it's a con. I'm gonna tell you what, because there's times when you literally are 2 seconds from just walking out the door because you're getting your ass kicked for that long.
yeah.
Everyone has it go through their head.
Yeah.
There's not a single chef that hasn't.
And if you say you haven't, you're a liar.
You're a liar.
Or you haven't worked anywhere busy.
Yeah.
well, that and then there's always that one wrench. Every shift that's gonna fall.
Every
in
shift.
the gear. Every
It never
shift.
fails.
It never fails.
You're truly right about that.
Every shift, there's gonna be a monkey wrench.
Yeah.
There's
It's gonna
be
fall off
something.
some shelf.
Yep.
It's gonna land right in the gears when everything was going
Yep.
smooth.
And
then
it
it's
had nothing
insta-fun.
to do with you. Wasn't
No,
your fault.
No.
It was nobody's fault.
Nobody's
Nobody's
fault.
fault.
It's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
equipment malfunction or a spill.
Yeah.
Or the building's old and the walk-in went out. Or
Yeah. Our low boys aren't catching up to 10.
You're
dude.
blowing the fucking circuits and the low boys aren't staying on. Boy, did we deal with that a lot.
Fucking waffles.
Or the drawer keeps sliding open under the.
Oh, and you keep shitting your. Oh God, that was so annoying.
I've kicked that thing
so
hard.
Oh, dude.
Luckily, I
That first
skated a lot,
it
so my
popped me
shins
so
are
many
like just
times in the
boned.
shin.
I can't even feel it.
Oh,
I was just like,
that was misery.
Yeah,
So there's
pissed me off.
So over the plancha, the last place we all worked together, underneath the plancha was a 4-drawer cooler for your patties and your
Super
chickens.
convenient.
Super convenient if it would have stayed closed.
Yeah.
It would slide open after you take 2 steps and you turn around, right in the shin.
Oh, it'd pop you so hard
It
too.
would hurt.
Yeah, dude.
It was definitely like skateboarding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I grew up skating.
100%.
I definitely agree.
100%.
It was that
Totally
ass
getting
puckering.
shit.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's like, you can't talk for 10 seconds.
You got like 6 burgers on the grill and you're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I kicked that thing, dude.
Ah.
Yeah, the whole talking thing, and then the chef's like, "How long on the burger?" Like, he's like, "How long on the burger?" Like, wait a second,
Give me a minute.
hold on, my shin.
Ouch.
Yeah, that drawer.
And you know, that kind of leads us into our next, not the drawer kicking, but the stressfulness of the kitchen really leads into a super, I think personally, the biggest con of being in the restaurant, and that's addictions. The
Yeah.
addictions that are formed in the restaurant because the amount of drugs, alcohol, caffeine, and tobacco that fly through kitchens is
Oh yeah, it's insane.
insane, dude.
a lot of not only chefs, but there's anyone in the kitchen. They use it a lot for stress from what they just dealt with for the day.
From dishwashers
Lack
all
of
the way to
sleep.
servers, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Lack of sleep.
Yeah,
I mean, we all have worked with a few people that were definitely doing coke in our
Oh,
restaurant.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about.
Openly.
Sniffles.
Yeah,
Openly.
Openly.
Like, anybody want some? Or like,
Openly,
"Oh,
yeah.
we're gonna do,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smoke a bowl,
Yeah.
drink
Yeah.
Red Bull,
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Hey,
still-
do
I still can be
you.
like-
Do you. I mean, just do you. But the second you start fucking up, I know why.
Yeah.
And don't say it's because of that, because that's exactly what it's from.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not hungover. I'm just tired today.
Just tired of it.
Just tired today, huh?
It's called a come down, bud.
Yeah.
It's called you ran out.
I mean, specifically the main drug that runs through the kitchen is definitely cocaine.
Oh, 100%.
You know, I worked for a very famous chef that lost his restaurant because all of his profits went to his nose, dude.
Mhm.
And paychecks were bouncing. I had to get out of there. And it sucked because he was one of the coolest effing dudes ever. Granted, he
I know
was.
what you're talking about too.
Yeah, you do. We've had that conversation. And he had his ups and his downs. And that's the other thing that really comes with the territory of addiction is those ups and those downs.
Yeah.
Dude. Like you pointed, what mood is Chef going to be in today?
Yeah.
Well, if he took a fucking bunch of blow and he's good on money right now, it's probably going to be a pretty good
It's
day.
gonna be a good
But when
Saturday.
he's running low
No.
on money because
Yeah.
he spent too much
Yeah.
and he's trying to cut back a little bit and he's cranky, all of a sudden pans are flying, you know.
It's the first of the month he gets paid rent. He's
Yeah,
probably
he's
pissed.
probably
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
You know, like that part really bums me out, dude.
It does, yeah.
Because I've been sober off of hardcore drugs for like 12, 13, 14 years, somewhere around there, you know? And I mean, all I do is have a couple beers, I'll smoke a bowl, but that's it. That's as far as it
Yeah.
goes for me, you know? So, but I've worked for people that just every day,
Oh, like
just shooting up their
like
nose,
80s
dude.
rock stars,
Yeah.
man. You're like, bro,
Like,
how long are you gonna keep going?
How does your body maintain?
Yeah.
I
You
don't
know,
understand.
110 for so long.
And nowadays too, you don't know what the hell you're getting in anything anymore.
Oh, with all the fentanyl that's in everything killing people. I mean, that's big in our community right now.
Oh yeah, no,
Fentanyl is
I'll,
a dangerous.
I'll stick with my
Yeah.
my weed
Yeah.
for right now.
I'll stick with my shit that grows out of the ground.
Yep, if it comes from the earth,
Mhm.
and it's not manufactured,
Not
or
manufactured.
processed.
Not Don't get some from the earth.
As long as it's not manufactured or processed, it's just grown and used.
Yes.
I'd say it's pretty safe to use. Your body will handle it. I do.
Well, ancient tribes used to chew on the coca leaves.
Yeah.
It would be a small stimulant,
Mhm.
but it's nothing like what people
Oh, no,
put
yeah.
their nose
I
to.
don't know, bro. That's way more intense than that now. Yeah. And it's cut with everything else too, all the dirty
Yeah.
drugs that go into
So
it.
freaking baby food, rat poison.
Yeah.
Fentanyl,
Yeah.
fucking heroin,
Ridiculous.
like all
That's why
kinds of
baby
shit.
formula is
man.
locked up.
Is it really?
Yeah, because I bought it one time and I asked the person at the counter, I was like, why is this locked up? And she's like, people use it to cut cocaine and put it in because it makes it more addictive.
Oh
Because
my.
baby formula is addictive. That's
Oh
why
yeah,
babies
baby
always
formula.
want it.
They used to
So
make
they,
crack.
yeah, they cut it and then
Oh shit.
that's why it's locked up.
Wow. I mean, it's a serious problem in the industry. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah, I've dealt with many crack, cocaine, meth.
Meth, that's
Yeah.
another big one.
Yeah, that's
People like, look, we sit here and we drink, right? But we're not working right now. This is how we relax. This is chef life.
Yeah.
Like, we bust our ass so much when we're in the kitchen. We deserve to fucking take our own time and have a relaxing moment. Drink some beers, smoke some bowls. But some of these other people just don't know how to handle life.
That or
Life in general.
I've
Like,
seen so many cooks show up and they're just like,
shit
you're
faced.
like, bro, you are
You should have called that.
lit right now. Holy
you
hell.
smell like a bottle of scotch and you haven't
Yeah.
even spoken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Alcoholism.
Alcoholism in a kitchen is.
Ooh, it's probably tied.
Excuse me.
It's probably
Or-
tied.
How much Coke? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say between the Coke and the alcohol, those are the top two, without a doubt. That
Right.
ruin.
But
people.
drinking while you're working in a kitchen, that's not.
It's completely different.
I mean, I get functional alcoholism. It exists.
It does
But
exist.
what I'm saying is, you lose a finger one day, you're not getting workman's comp. Because you just went to the hospital and tested like 0.21%
It's not your best product either.
alcohol by volume.
No.
And you're right, it's not your best product putting on.
No.
Especially like those dudes who don't have drinks and they're on the line and they're just sweating and shaking and their lines are all messed up on their plate because they're like plating their sauce like this. Because you got alcohol shakes, dude. I mean, we see it in every kitchen. Especially like in the older Mexican dudes that work with us.
Yeah.
Those guys are the worst, bro. Like when it
I'll
comes
go-
to the alcohol.
I'll have a beer before I walk in the door. I'll have maybe one on my lunch break.
Yeah.
And it's not because I need them, it's because it keeps me calm enough that I'm not flipping out on motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's that stressful in the kitchen.
And especially nowadays too,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Because we're all a little bit older than
Yeah.
the green cooks that come in.
Yeah.
So our mentality is a little more old school and a little bit more strict than we're used
Well,
to.
yeah.
But now you got these fucking snowflakes coming in
Yeah.
who expect to be sous chef within 2 months and get a raise and all this shit, but they don't
That-
dick.
our work ethic does not exist anymore.
Oh, no.
No.
The
No.
way we work and
unfortunately.
function in a job
That or it's
is
rare. Like stupid rare.
like there's so much entitlement today in people getting employed
That's the word I was thinking
that
of.
is just insane.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Like, you don't deserve to be here.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
It's like driving.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Get off your phones.
Yeah.
The text is not
Same
that
shit.
important.
PSA,
You
bitches.
can't text and fry, bro. You can't text and fry.
Oh, I hate that, dude.
No, it's
Do you
like-
remember that kid that came in the kitchen that was like to work and like I caught him on his phone like 4 times? I was like, you know, he was like, I was like, dude, get off your phone.
Yeah.
And finally I was like, you know what? Go home.
Yeah.
And he was just like, but it wasn't on my phone. I was like, bro, I just saw you. He's like, but I was taking notes. And I was like, dude, I saw you on Tinder, bro. I saw the app. You're lying to me, and it's your first fucking day.
Yeah.
You're not coming back, bro.
Yeah.
You're out.
Yeah, if you're gonna use your phone, you better swear to God, you better be pulling up some kitchen shit, and it better be
Taking
like
pictures
some.
of the lines. You know
Oh,
how
you
it's
taking
set up.
pictures of the line?
Yeah, if you're new, yeah.
There's excuses for it, but that doesn't mean don't break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break
Don't
it
abuse-
because
don't abuse your
fire the
privileges.
shit out of your
Yeah.
ass.
Like,
Because you're gonna ruin it for everybody else.
You're room for everyone else. Yeah.
well, then you have the one guy or two guys that know they work their ass off, and they have their phone out, and those guys say, "Why don't you tell him anything?" Because he gets his shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he also has 5 kids and a wife.
Yeah.
You know, like,
There
it's
might be
just-
something
there
he's
might be
gotta
something
talk
going
about.
on. He needs, you know,
Yeah.
but you're just a young 20-year-old
Yeah, when you're 21 years old, no, you
with
do
no
not need to-
responsibilities
yeah.
to live with mom and dad.
No.
Yeah.
Go fuck
Tell
yourself.
your friends you'll text them in 8 hours.
Yeah.
So now,
When your shift is done.
so now every restaurant needs to have a sign above the little walkway that goes into the kitchen that says "No Tinder while cooking."
Not talking about
Like, I'm just trying to line up my diet, chef. After today, I need some pussy.
You don't even know when you're getting off. Settle down.
I would say that. When you're working in a kitchen, if it's set time, you might not get off at that time.
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
My wife would ask me, what time are you going? Be like 9 when you get off.
I don't know.
Whenever it's not busy
I
in the
might
morning,
be home before. I might be home right after.
Yeah.
whenever my boys don't need me.
Roll the dice.
Let's see. It's Wednesday. I might be home by 10.
Yeah.
Right? But if it's a Friday night, it might be 1 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of depends on the flow, man.
You'll probably be sleeping when I get home.
That's how it
Another
goes.
con.
Another con.
Yeah.
You never know when you're getting off work. It's hard to plan shit.
Yeah. Yeah, planning is non-existent.
No.
And if you're a good worker and you have days off, someone calls out, it's not your day off
No,
anymore.
it's not your day off anymore.
No, I specifically you three. I relied on you for that for hardcore. I know I did. We went through a lot of shit.
There is another pro and con that I'd like to talk about are your days off.
Yeah.
Those Mondays, I've gone and taken people to like a pier or something that they've only experienced because they're off Saturday and Sunday. And you go Monday and they're like, there's no one here. And you're like, yeah, damn straight there's no one here. It's a fucking Monday.
Right.
I was like, but it's all ours.
Mm-hmm.
I've been into restaurants too where generally there's a line out the door and you go in there on a Monday and they're super pumped to have you because it's a Monday and you're like, yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Yes,
I do love
I will
that.
get super good food today.
Yeah. Yeah. I also like it on my days off during the weekday too when it's like, hey babe, you want to get some brunch?
Yeah.
It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah. Walk right in.
Oh yeah.
Table's ready.
Yeah, don't gotta
I gotta
fight
wait for my Bloody
nobody.
Marina.
Yeah, no.
Like it comes right then and there.
Yeah.
Your mimosa comes. Food's nice and hot. Like it's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
day. You know?
Yeah.
I love that part, bro.
Yeah.
Because on the weekends you're waiting 45 minutes for a brunch table.
Easy.
You know, so it's.
Well, speaking
So
of
I
days
guess-
off,
I do
So-
love that part.
It
I
is a
love
con
up to
though.
that.
Yeah.
It is a con because the people you want to take with you, if they work a regular 9 to 5, you're like, bro, we're going out Wednesday. Brunch is on me. And they're like, bro, I'm at work. And you're like,
Yep.
you suck.
That's why we don't have friends.
Yeah.
We have each other.
Who has a Wednesday brunch? Fuck
I'm
those guys.
We're throwing one.
speaking
No,
of
but-
days off, do you guys prefer back-to-back or split up?
Oh, I love back to back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
And
That's
like
me
Tuesday
the
and
same.
Wednesday, like
That's-
the middle of the week.
I don't care what days.
I don't care either.
Because
As long
I
as
gotta
we're
be
back to
back
back,
to
I'm
back.
stoked.
Because I need that research.
Because that first day off, I'm normally getting shit that I need to get done responsibility-wise in my life.
Going to the store.
And I'm exhausted, going to the store, taking care of kids, you know, whatever,
And
sharpening
then
my
you get
knives,
that
get
day
shit
to
done.
do you.
Yeah.
And then the next day is, exactly,
You
it's my
day.
rest
Yeah.
day.
Yeah. It's Dre Day, bitch.
What's Saturday, bitches?
Yeah, I like the back-to-back days off. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, just because, like, if you got to go to the store and all that, everyone's at work while you're off. Instead
Yeah.
of having, like, the weekend
Oh,
off
yeah.
and it's busy.
I like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those are normally my days off.
Yeah.
so
Monday,
it's
Tuesday
great.
are generally the two slowest days in the restaurant industry anyway.
I'm really trying hard to get that, like, so all my chefs coming up from LA were always had Sundays and Mondays off.
Yeah.
I would love
Yeah.
to have a Sunday and a Monday. Like, that just sounds
Yeah.
epic. Because Sunday could be my family day,
Yeah.
chilling out, having a good day. Monday, I can get shit done, go to bed early. Tuesday, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's get back on the holiday. Let's do this. I'd be feeling good, you know? Like, yeah.
Well, and that goes back to what we talked about last episode about the limiting your hours and knowing your busy hours.
Uh-huh.
Sunday should be open for brunch only if you're going to be open.
Yeah.
Brunch and close it.
Yeah.
Specifically in our area, because Sunday nights out here.
Or brunch
Yeah.
through football.
Yeah.
You can do a brunch buffet
Yeah.
through football. The afternoon game's over, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even that too. If you've opened for brunch and you're not pulling in your brunch crowd, don't be open
Don't
for
do brunch then.
Yeah.
I agree, man.
Don't do
You
brunch
save
on
product,
Thursday.
you save hours, you save
Or
everything.
Friday,
Yeah.
Yeah, or Friday when your first brunch ticket's at 1 o'clock.
Because people are working
Yeah.
still on Fridays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was stupid that we did brunch on Fridays. I mean, we didn't do nothing.
No, well, I thought we did it just for the Black Friday.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense,
makes
because everybody
sense.
was off.
Yeah.
And the next Friday, I'm like,
Why are we doing this?
people are
again?
still working. What the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vacation's over, guys.
And I think I sent him a text and I was like, you know, we're doing this now. He's like, cool. First I heard about it. I was like, yeah, me too.
And then they want to drag the brunch menu through the day
Yeah.
instead of ending
God.
it.
Like,
And
oh, we
you're
got
trying
more
to-
tickets.
You're trying to flip your line over
Oh,
from
that
brunch to
was
fucking
insane.
your dinner.
They gave us
And
no
they're like, oh,
time
no,
period.
they can
and
have
then
whatever they
dragged
want.
it.
And I'm like,
Just talking about it stressing me out. I used to get so mad about that.
For
I
that
know
one
these
day.
are military
Oh, I
people
know.
too.
When
And I
we
was
came
like,
back and I was like,
wait a second. So you're
Yeah.
telling them they can have whatever they want, and you were
Okay.
pretty much raised like, no, you can't have shit you want.
Yeah.
If this is the way it is.
I never understood that.
I know we got one brunch ticket and then 6 come back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You told me one, but
Oh, here's a con. I got one more con before we move on and close this up. But the con is when the servers decide to take 3 tables and orders at once and ring them all in at the same time.
Oh, yes.
Don't
And-
flood the kitchen.
And
Yes.
expect each 3 of those tables that were rung in within a minute of each other to be at the same time. It's not going to happen. Ever.
Nope.
Put your tables in increments. Put one order in. Wait
Hit a
5
table.
minutes, put
No,
another
it's
one
not
in.
even that. It's hit the table, get their order, put it in.
Yep.
Go to the next table, get their order, put it in.
Yeah.
Go to the next table, hit their order, put it
Line
in.
us up.
Yeah.
Line it up.
Instead of just going to all
Organize.
tables.
Because you're not the only server on the
and then
floor.
when you got 6 servers all
All
doing
the
that,
orders
you're
at the
just
same
like,
time.
Well,
You
that's
give
what I'm saying.
15 tickets in at one
At
time.
once.
It's like, dude, you just flooded the shit out of the hotline.
Yeah, that, and you're taking away
"Hey,
money out of your
15
pocket
patties on
by
this
doing
fucker."
that. That's what I'm saying is that
Yeah, their tips go down.
if you don't
because-
understand
that's
how
what I'm
to
saying.
run your tables, you're losing money.
You are losing money. 100%.
Because one of your 3 tables that you got tonight, if you go
Is
back
getting
to
subpar
back,
service.
one of them's gonna get shit on.
Yeah.
And then you're
And there's nothing the kitchen can do because we are only,
so many people back there.
yeah.
You can only
4 or 5
cook
people.
food so fast.
You
when
only
you're
have
from
so much
scratch.
room to cook so much food.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, if I could sprout another pair of arms, dude, then yeah, dude.
But you can't
Be
even
like
cook.
Stitch.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. In the,
But no.
the last kitchen we were in, you can't cook a 60 top all at once.
No,
No.
We
no,
didn't have enough space.
no.
There's not enough room to cook it all. So you literally have to time that to where you have to run the table down like this so that everything's coming out within a few minutes after the next, after the next, after the next, till you get to the end of the table. What happens to the rest of your restaurant at that time?
Everything else is put on hold.
Everything's put on hold. That's a con.
Yeah, everyone's
I
waiting.
agree. Now you got 35, 40-minute ticket times, and now you're catching up on those, and you still got tickets coming in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're still focused on that big ass table.
Yes.
Doesn't make sense.
So I would say here, to fix that, why not give large parties a limited menu?
Yep.
You're able to crank them out, boom, boom, boom. If you know what time they're going to be there, you can already par cook shit.
Exactly.
Have it ready to go so that you just go boom, boom.
I have a love-hate relationship with sandbagging food.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes it's necessary.
it is.
For big parties,
For big
it's
parties,
necessary,
it's-
yes.
And it's not a banquet, and
Yeah.
it's for the hotline. God,
Well, and they had a second room. You could have just buffet styled all your parties.
we could have, dude. And I
Easily.
don't understand why they didn't. I brought that up multiple times. Like,
Yeah, they have their own bar.
we have chafing dishes.
Yeah.
We have everything
Close
that
the
we
doors.
need.
That's
We
the
can close the
big
doors off and make it their room. Like, it would have been so much easier, dude. But
Dude, you could have done a banquet brunch, and all we would have had to do was set up chafing dishes.
Lights and things.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my, it would have been
COVID killed
so
the
much
brunch.
easier.
COVID killed
I
the
was just
buffet.
gonna say, but we would also
COVID killed the buffet. You
couldn't do it.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah, you need someone standing there
But we
serving.
could have had a serving buffet, which front of the house could have done because it wouldn't have been that hard. We could have taken all of our mid kitchen, which is like our food runners,
Yeah.
bussers.
Yeah.
Those people could have sat there and served food off of the buffet,
Yep.
and all the kitchen had to do was refill.
Yep.
And get rid, and then that way we wouldn't have to change over
And
our
then,
lines.
and then
no,
the kitchen
like-
could have ran food to tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the
Guys
tables
got
aren't
one or
stuff
two
yet.
have it.
Exactly,
Yep.
dude. You know, like strategize.
Yeah.
There's not enough strategy. Owners just want to make that quick buck, but it's not about
It's
making
not
a
a quick buck in the restaurant.
it's not.
It doesn't
This,
exist.
this isn't the industry to make a quick buck.
People don't understand that
I
though.
was like, you gotta.
How many rich people their whole life want to own their own restaurant, and they're like, "Where's my return?"
Mhm.
You don't make a return for 3 to 4 years, man.
Yeah.
Like,
And most
If it doesn't
fail
go
within the
under,
first 1
yeah.
to 2.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, over 50% fail.
80% fail within the first year or 2 of opening.
Well, there's 20% to
Yeah.
almost make it within, because they still have year 2 and 3 to go through.
That's what I'm waiting on
You
the
have
other
to-
one.
You literally have to have that,
Karma.
like,
It'll happen.
diners, drive-ins, and dives backing nowadays
Mhm.
to where, someone's gratifying your food, and it's not just you.
Yeah.
It's an outside source saying, no, this is really legit. Then everybody fucking floods your door.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, shit, boys, we're over an hour already.
Yeah.
I'm sure people are tired of us talking. Like, these fucking stuff.
No, it's been great. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
Again, another big shout out.
Yes.
Electric Spliff.
Split.
Thank you
Spliff.
so much for
Thank
the
you
love.
much.
I love the gear. We love the
Yeah.
swag. Thank you so much for the
Yes.
love, guys. It means a
Thank
lot to
you.
us.
Also, like and subscribe on YouTube, guys. Follow us, please.
Also,
Yeah.
check out our Instagram. It's Ghost Kitchen Crew. It's all one word. Ghost Kitchen Crew. Just the way you spell it, smashed together.
Yep.
So check us out, you guys.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah,
Here's,
buddy, next week. Thanks for
Ignorant
joining us.
Expansion
Take
Studio.
it easy. Boop boop.
Peace. Case closed.
Unplug me.
I almost forgot that.
I have to pee, so fuck.